Hello there, this is Darth Melvin, leader of the Knights of Melvin, and today we are going to review Cobra Kai Season 5. Cobra Kai Season 5 came out yesterday. I am in the middle of watching it for a second time. I wanted to watch it twice before this review, but, I've been working on some other projects. We'll wait for a few more people to get in the chat before we really break this down. Overall, I did like the season. I found it's pretty consistent with the other seasons. Was I a little disappointed? I'd say I was a little disappointed. Do I think it's the best season? No, I don't. Do I think it's the worst season? Possibly it could be, but given that the level that this show is on, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. But I think there was more going on in the last season. But Terry Silver, fucking fantastic in this show. So we'll wait for a few more people to get in the chat. So we got Cody in here. Can't wait for him to destroy Cobra Kai season 5. So I guess Cody didn't like it. Yeah, there were some issues. I'm gonna be very fair in my review. The Mexican story and the dumping story kind of sucked. It was way better after. Yeah, so I think I'll just go through it and um yeah, I'm gonna take some shots at it, but overall I did like it. These writers have my respect. Miguel was a crybaby bitch. If you're on the Miguel train still, like, fuck Miguel. Like, Miguel is a bitch. So, I think, we'll just get started. So, the first episode starts off with Miguel going to Mexico to find his dad. And I didn't like this arc in season 4. I'm just thinking, like, why is he leaving the tournament? I can see him getting injured and not being able to fight. I'm okay with that because it's like, what were you gonna do? Like the predictable thing was to have him go up against Robbie in the finals, and who wins? I don't know. That was very predictable, and they didn't do that. Um, so they had him be injured, and it looks like he could have fought against Hawk after the injury, but given all the shit he went through, I think it was a miracle that he was at the tournament. And I watched that scene again. I watched season 4 again before season 5, and he was in a lot of pain. So I think he could have fought against Hawk with that injury. Like, he was clearly in pain when he was in the medic room, and I think he could have toughed it out, but should he have toughed it out, like, from a medical standpoint? And it's like, probably not. It's like, that probably would have affected his performance against Hawk. And it's like, maybe he defeats Hawk, but he's probably spent for when he goes to against Robbie, because he's going to be damaged even more. So the fact that he didn't return and was injured, I'm okay with, but I don't like how he acted after that. He just started fucking crying and being like, "My dad! I need to go to Mexico and find him right now!" And it's like, he just abandons fucking Johnny and Eagle Fang, just abandons them the whole fucking tournament. He doesn't care about the bet that they got, Cobra Kai, Miyagi Do, and like people not being able to have their dojo open anymore. He just doesn't care. It's all about himself. My dad! This kid's 17 years old and he's crying about his dad right now. when hasn't had a dad for 17 years. And to make it worse, he fucking abandons Samantha in her finals match against Tori. Just like doesn't care. Just like fuck her. I gotta find my dad. Well, it's like there's other people counting on you, bro. Fucking, you don't think Johnny was crushed? That you fucking abandoned him? You don't think Eagle Fang was crushed? How about Mr. LaRusso? He wants you to win that fight. Or he didn't want him to win against Hawk, but he wants one of his students to win. He either wants Hawk to win or Miguel to win, so Cobra Kai doesn't win. Just letting everyone down. And it's like he's dating Samantha. Why couldn't he just watch her fight, finish out the tournament, be like, all right, I'm injured, whatever, and then go find his dad after the tournament? Why did he have to do it during the tournament? Just such an emotional fucking bitch. Exactly. I want my daddy. And then it's like, he doesn't trust the fact that his mom told him that his dad is a piece of shit. And first of all, it's like, he's just a bitch for not accepting what his mom said about his dad. And then it's like, his mom, why didn't she give him more details about the shit that his dad was into? You know, she could have prevented that with better parenting. But when it comes down to it, Miguel was a bitch. Abandons the tournament, abandons his girlfriend, and just takes off with like, I don't know how much money he had on him, but it's like, it's just a stupid fucking plan. He's lucky he wasn't killed. And so I was not looking forward to that arc at all in season 5. I knew they had to do it, did not want to see it. And I was hoping that they would wrap it up quickly, and thankfully they did. It lasted 2 episodes. And overall, I think, it was shot well. The dialogue was okay. Um, I thought they mixed it in well with the other scenes. But at the end of the day, I didn't want to see that arc. Just didn't want to see it. But it makes sense at the end of it when he completely moves on from his dad, and then Johnny is the first person he sees afterwards, which is powerful. Like, these writers know what they're doing. I'm not saying like it's like it was like the first 2 episodes were trash. It's just, it was probably the worst arc of the entire series, Miguel going down to Mexico. And it's like Miguel rehabbing was not fun too. All season 3 is fucking rehabbing. And that needed to happen because of what happened at the end of season 2. But yeah, Miguel and his daddy issues, not on board with that. The stuff with Johnny and Robbie is pretty good. But what was really going on in the first 2 episodes was the shit with Terry Silver and Cobra Kai. That's what I want to see. Don't give a fuck about Miguel and his daddy issues. I want to see what's going on with Terry Silver and Cobra Kai. And we got to see that they're expanding. Tori's being like, I'm not a true champion. Which is fine because, like, she's not. Doesn't mean she would have lost that fight, but we don't know what would have happened had that ref not called Samantha out of bounds. So we don't know. And yeah, so Tori's not accepting that she's a champion right away. Chosen is on board going undercover. I thought all that was great. Chosen has really come a long way since The Karate Kid Part 2. A really good guy, really good fighter. He's probably the best fighter on the show, if you think about it. We'll break that down a little bit later. Yeah, so Chosen kicks all the sensei's ass, the guys that were just in the valley, like, pretty easily. And Terry Silver is on to him, has him to his own house, and figures out that he's a fraud. Chosen is a badass. So he figures out he's a fraud, figures out that Danny Boy is behind this. Let's see, that's the first two episodes. Then we got yeah, he's living at Daniel's house. Mrs. LaRusso, who's a fucking MILF, sees him naked and is just like, oh my god, what's Chosen fucking doing here? Um and yeah, so the first two episodes really about Chosen and Terry Silver, which was interesting, and the Miguel daddy issues in Mexico. Then the next one is when we see Mike Barnes, episode 3, Playing with Fire. And I gotta say, I was very disappointed with Mike Barnes in season 5 of Cobra Kai. Like, very disappointed. It's like, I don't know what I was expecting. I guess I still wanted him to be an asshole and join up with Terry Silver. Because at the end of season 4, when he's like to Kreese, yeah, I could call up a bunch of old friends to help me out with Cobra Kai. I was thinking, like, why not Mike Barnes? He owns 50% of Cobra Kai, according to that contract. So it's like, why not? But realistically, like, his character, I don't know about him owning a furniture store, but realistically, it's like he's going to have remorse about how he acted when he was, what, like 17, 18? So I guess, that was okay. I thought the shit with Daniel attacking him and like grabbing his phone was stupid, but I thought it was funny. And it's just kind of funny how like Daniel is like jumping to conclusions. That's how he's always been. Um, Another thing that was cartoonish about it was Chosen kicking everyone's ass, all the workers outside. It's like, what's he doing? And then him attacking Mike Barnes. Got to see a little hand-to-hand combat, and Barnes hasn't been training, but he could still fucking throw down. He can still fucking throw down. Did pretty well in the little scuffle with Chosen. All these guys, I'd say, are like basically on the same level. Daniel, I think, has closed the gap because he's actually been training and keeping up with it. But Barnes is still a fucking badass. So, yeah, so Barnes turns out to be a good guy, and then he gives Daniel the lawyer, Terry Silver's lawyer, and that gets Barnes in some shit. And Silver figures out that Barnes is working with Danny Boy, and he burns down his furniture store, which just a little, yeah, a little disappointed that that was basically it for Mike Barnes until the finale. What else happened in this episode? Reading a summary online. Um, okay, and then yeah, the Carmen and Johnny story. That's interesting. They're going that route. That Carmen is pregnant, gonna have a baby, and that will make Miguel and Robbie closer. Basically, make them brothers in a way. And what was weird about the Mexico story? It's like the whole ride home. So the whole ride home, you don't think Robbie and Miguel talked at all? It's like, why didn't they like fucking bury their shit then in the car? Because like afterwards, they're so mad at each other. Still. So you would think that like Johnny would have got them talking, but I guess there was just a lot of emotions going on, like with his dad and like I don't know, like they should have been able to become friends on that car ride home, but that didn't happen. Then we got the stuff going on with Miguel and Sam, and that phone call, it was either in episode 1 or 2 from Sam to Miguel was really fucking funny. Cause like Sam is like all about herself If you've seen the channel Watch Party, who covers Cobra Kai, he's got a very good Samantha LaRusso video, basically saying how she's a terrible girlfriend. And it's just so fucking funny because she was just such a bitch, just like all about herself. Oh, you didn't even want to watch me and Tori? But it's like, even though she's being a bitch, it's like, I agree with her. It's like, what was Miguel doing? He knew that was like the most important thing in the world to her, and he just like didn't care. And so when eventually she breaks up with him, like I thought that was funny as hell, and I thought it was so deserved. Like Miguel basically said, "Fuck this relationship. I'm going to Mexico to find my dad because I'm a bitch." So he just proved he's a beta male again. First time he did that was at the party with Robbie back in season 1. So it just, when she broke up with him, I just thought that was very, very funny. I thought it was well deserved. And I'm disappointed they got back together because it made me, this season, season 5, made me realize that Miguel and Sam are a bad couple. Like, they were, like, look what was going on in season 4 at the prom. They're fucking checking out Robbie and Tori. It's like they're miserable. Like, their shit has never been good. I blame Samantha in season 1 for being a total bitch, but like just because Miguel had a drunken beta moment, she was just a total cunt to him and created all this drama. But season 5, after the whole prom incident and the tournament, Miguel ditching that, it's like I don't blame her for breaking up with him. Fuck Miguel. She sees what we all see. He's a bitch. So, what else happens? Episode 3. Oh, yeah, and then Miguel buys the fucking octopus necklace. It was so great to see him crying after she breaks up with him. And then the dumbass fucking just drops it in the backyard. It's just like, return it. Get your money back. She fucking dumped you. And it's like, what are you crying about? You deserved this. You fucking deserved it. So, episode 4, Johnny, he's searching for a new job, decides to become a delivery driver. I didn't really think like all that was funny. It's just like kind of moving the plot along, a little cheesy, but that's Johnny's character right there. There were some good moments. I'm more interested in what's going on in Terry Silver, and this is the episode that where they're at that function and Amanda is trying to like simp her way up in the community, and like Terry Silver's there and Daniel's getting triggered. So that was good. And he's like telling Amanda about his plans for Cobra Kai and wants to make kids like better and more confident. And it's like, if you think about it, if you just like let him do what he wants with Cobra Kai, is that the worst thing in the world? Um, and it's just like, it probably isn't that good because then it's like, look what's going on at that high school with all the fucking like bullying from Cobra Kai. Look what they're doing to Anthony. So I guess you get like a whole country of people doing that, but to be honest, like, um, I don't think it's really a big deal. Like, there's a lot worse things, like fucking having like blue hair and being a little SJW bitch. So, like, it's done a lot of good things. Um, it's just done a lot of good things for these students. And like Kenny, he was a little bitch, and then he joined Cobra Kai, and all of a sudden he's got friends, he's got confidence, he's gonna have a much better life with the Cobra Kai lifestyle. And it's like he could have a good life with Miyagi-Do too. But yeah, I don't think Cobra Kai is the worst thing in the world. So, episode 4. Yeah, so Daniel totally makes himself look like a bitch, and Amanda is pissed off and leaves him. And yeah, so she leaves him, and then so Terry Silver gets a W there. And then this is the stuff going at the water park. That was interesting. All the stuff going on at the water park. Cobra Kai, Miyagi Do. Um, so Robbie is officially he's quitting Cobra Kai. So Kyler's the top dog there, and his right hand guy is Kenny. So Kenny's there, and he's getting all confident. I loved seeing them make fun of Anthony. I wanted to see more of that in this season, and we got some good stuff. Because Anthony sucks. Probably like the only character I don't like on this show. Um, another thing I wanted to point out is all the Robbie and Miguel scenes. Miguel is always the one who's being the aggressor and starting shit. And at one point, he pushes Robbie, pushes him from behind at the water park. And Robbie, it doesn't matter, he's young and everything. He gets pushed from behind. He could have slipped and fucking fell, cracked his neck on the edge of the pool. It's like, it's fucking dangerous shit. And it's like, he did not deserve to get pushed from behind by Miguel. And then he does it again in the parking lot. Just like comes up to him. He's like, hey, I thought you said you wanted Cobra Kai, and like wants to throw down with him. It's like, calm down, you emotional bitch. In the same thing happened in the school fight, season 2. Robbie was just fucking breaking it up the fight, and Miguel comes along. He's like, "Hi!" And we all know what happened there. He almost fucking died. So it's like he is instigating all this shit with Robbie. And who do you think was the first to strike at the party in season 1? Miguel. So Miguel instigates all this shit. So yeah, like a lot of people, they really like Miguel. Yeah, Miguel had a good arc in season 1. Season 2, doing pretty good. Beats Robbie in a fight, with the fair fight, but showed him mercy. And there's no bell, so he technically lost. But if you're scoring this as like a fair fight, he was a pretty big badass for the first 2 seasons. So season 1 and 2 Miguel is so much better than season 3 through 5 Miguel. It's not even close. And so this episode, they're really showing Kenny growing with martial arts and becoming like stronger. And he's like got the balls to go up to Hawk and start giving him shit. And it's just like Kenny is 14 years old. Hawk is 17 years old. And at that age, it's men versus boys. And Kenny is not this large, like freshman kid. He's fucking tiny. I looked it up. He weighs 120 pounds. Hawk weighs like 165 pounds. So it's like, it's not happening. Now, Terry Silver sees potential in Kenny, and it's like, yeah, like, he's 14. He's going to grow some more, put on some more weight, get more skilled. Yeah, he could be the best out of all of them, but not now, not at age 14. It's ridiculous. So they do, Hawk does the race with Tori, and then Kenny was just a bitch to Robbie. Robbie saying like, oh, don't join Cobra Kai. Like, I'm Robbie. I know everything. And he's fucking bouncing around all these dojos every year. So yeah, Kenny should have listened to Robbie, but it's going his own way. Cobra Kai, it's working for him. And that takes us to episode 5. Stingray's back. We know he's working with Terry Silver. Silver's giving him a lot of shit. And, looking at what happens in this season, Stingray was a fucking rat. Fucking Silver was giving him an expensive apartment, gave him a PlayStation, gave him a car, and he still ratted on him. It's just unfortunate to see him rat on Terry Silver. Because Terry Silver is pretty nice to him. Even though he kicked his ass and everything, but he made up for it. He made him whole. And it's like, yeah, the kids are upset about it and everything, but, there's more important things going on. Like, he's got a total loser life. He's got nothing going on. Now he's got Terry Silver in his corner. And all of a sudden, he's got a lot going on. And he decides to give that away to do the hashtag right thing. I think he should have just stayed quiet and kept accepting the money. But that's just me. So then Johnny's attempting to get Miguel and Robbie to be friends, and that fails. Amanda goes to her mother's place, and that's where we see Jessica, the babe from Karate Kid Part 3. So I liked how they brought her back. So that's what's great about these creators is they know all the details. And they take pride in like bringing these older characters back. Where other companies like Disney don't know what the fuck they're doing. So, yeah, that all stuff with Amanda, not the best stuff in season 5, but I did like how they brought back Jessica. Then Daniel and Chosen question Stingray, but he doesn't admit it. And then at the end of the episode, Daniel gets into a fight with Terry Silver, and Terry Silver kicked his ass, which was great. Fucking great. And she's still hot. You talking about Jessica? A lot of MILFs on this show. And like the young girls on this show. Lot of babes. Yeah, so the Daniel and Terry Silver fight was great. Yeah, Terry Silver, just a great fucking character. And just kicked Daniel's ass. And then Johnny finally found the solution for Robbie and Miguel, is they had him fight. They had him fight to settle their differences. And the fight was entertaining, but I don't like what they did. If you noticed, basically Miguel got the W in this little scuffle. He did, like, they both got shots in, but at the end of the day, Robbie was kind of down on one knee, and Miguel had a chance to load up on him and just stopped. So I don't think you can really count this as an official fight, but they're protecting Miguel. They're not showing him be vulnerable in any fighting situation. He is not technically lost in any fighting situation. So, but it was a good scene, and finally they're friends, and it's just they basically have to be friends now. Because Johnny's banging the mom, she's pregnant, they're gonna share a half brother, so they're gonna be a family, so they're really gonna be brothers. So, and that's the fucking problem with I guess I'll get more into that later. So episode 5, that wraps that up. Episode 6, Terry hires brand new world-class senseis led by Kim Do-eun. Kim is in partnership with Terry, who promises to teach her grandfather's training techniques to the American teens. So that's interesting that Terry Silver, the Valley Sensei sucked ass. So now he is going, oh yeah, Mrs. LaRusso is a fucking MILF. I'll tell you that. Yeah, so the Valley Sensei sucked, and so now he's getting, senseis from Kim Da-eun, who her grandfather is the one who trained Terry and Kreese. So that's interesting. Then we get Devin, the debate specialist from last season. She's into Topanga karate and it gets absorbed by Cobra Kai. So her and Tori kind of like form a rivalry. And she's not the best character, but I don't think she's bad. And the stuff going on with her and Tori was okay. But she's so new to karate. It's like she shouldn't be like that good. But it was is okay. I thought it was a little, I don't know, maybe like her being in Cobra Kai was a little bit of a stretch. Probably should have realized that that wasn't like the best place. I don't know. It was okay. And then Chosen, they run into one of these senseis, Johnny and Chosen, which is a good team up, and they realize these guys are pretty fucking good. Daniel's being a bitch about everything, and then Amanda convinces him to come back into it. Then we get to episode 7. Cobra Kai keeps growing. Daniel and Johnny are getting desperate and seek help from Kreese. So they go to prison and they want to talk to Kreese and figure out what's going on. And Kreese reveals what Silver's plan is. He wants to do that the Sekai Taikai tournament, the World Martial Arts tournament, that is his end game. He wants Cobra Kai to be in there. So they get that from him, and they basically tell Kreese to go fuck himself. Kreese is in jail the whole season. We really don't see much from him until the end. And then we see Chosen starting to train the Miyagi-Do students, defending the eggs, which comes full circle in the last episode, where they have to use that technique. So not bad. And then this is the episode where Terry Silver sees Kenny and he's like, "Oh, there's a lot of potential in Kenny." He's basically telling him to fuck Kyler, don't listen to him. Kyler is 3 years older than him. He's a wrestling star. Been doing karate a lot longer. He's way bigger than him. And it's like, what, he's going to start taking orders from Kenny now? It's crazy. So then episode 8 comes around. The Sekai Taikai representatives, they arrive at Terry's dojo to observe Cobra Kai. Then they're observing Miyagi-Do. And then they decide that they're going to do a little tourney to decide who's going to go to the Sekai Taikai. So they can only pick one fighter from each side, male, female. So obviously it's going to be Tori and Sam, except Tori bails on the dojo. And I don't know why they let her back in the dojo the next day. But they did. And so Sam goes up against Devin and obviously kicks her ass. And I'm wondering, where the hell's Piper, the SJW from last season? Like, she's better than Devin. It's like, was she even in this season? So I don't know, like little inconsistency there. And then surprisingly, Terry Silver goes with Kenny over anyone from Cobra Kai. And I got a lot of problems with this. One, for the overall show, and this has been a problem with Cobra Kai for a while, with all these characters like turning back to the Miyagi-Do and everything. Cobra Kai, as for villains go and good fighters, are very, very thin. It's like last season, they didn't have anything going on except Robbie. Robbie made everything work for Cobra Kai. And now that Robbie's not there, Miyagi-Do, you have Robbie, you have Miguel, you have Hawk. It's like, who the fuck does Cobra Kai have? They have Kyler? Kyler has been beaten big time by all those guys. And then who's second in command? Kenny? There's no one else to fight at the Sekai Taikai? No one else. So it's like the obvious choice is you go with Kyler, but he's going to lose. It's like there should be another fighter to put in place, but they don't, and they put Kenny in there. And like saying this again, Kenny weighs 120 pounds. He's small. He's not going to kick anyone's ass. Now, he's very quick. He may be able to get the points in, and that's what it's all about, anyways. But, like, Terry Silver teaches him a move to punch in the center of the chest, and that completely takes Hawk out. He can't even breathe. Which is a cool. I like the scene. Like, Hawk underestimated him, but it's just not realistic. 120-pound, nothing, little kid is not going to beat up a kid who's a few years older than him. Just doesn't work that way. And I agree that Miyagi-Do had to go with Hawk. He won the tournament. I don't think he was the best choice. I think Robbie's better. Miguel, you could go with him, but Miguel's had injuries and everything. So, but I mean, so the choice to go with was with Hawk, and he fucking choked. Hawk was basically nerfed this season, and this is a problem I have with this season. See, Hawk in season 2 got beat by Dimitri, which is terrible. It's like that shouldn't happen. And then season 2 got beat in the mall fight pretty bad. Season 3 comes around, and then season 4, he wins the All Valley tournament. So he should be on the fucking top of his game, fucking alpha, and then Kenny takes him out. And how does Kenny take him out when Robbie fucking destroyed him in the All Valley? And this is only like a month later, maybe. Not even. And like Robbie couldn't beat Hawk in the tournament. They're about even. And it's like all of a sudden he's got the skills to go up against Hawk. So basically that means he's got the skills to go up against Robbie. Unless Hawk winning that tournament was a fluke, and I'm starting to think it was. I think Robbie's way better. And it's like, I don't see Miguel getting bested by Kenny either. So the only thing I can think of to justify it is Hawk did like a little laugh before the fight. He like underestimated Kenny big time. And I don't think he was focused. And then here's another problem that I got with it. So they nerfed Hawk again. He went from alpha male to like getting beat by a fucking freshman. And then at the end of season 4 in the tournament, he's just like, he knows who he is. He's got his confidence back. And it's like, he doesn't have to be the Hawk. Doesn't have to be this bully guy. He's very confident in his abilities. And so he's like at peace with himself. But in this episode, he's like struggling. And then he's like, all right, time to bring the Hawk back. And it's like, what? He's regressing as a character. And I'm like, I don't criticize this show much, but I want to know, like, what the fuck's going on with Hawk? Why give him the W in the last season and then fucking wreck him in this season? Not only have him lose to someone like Kenny, have him be like regressing and being like, oh, going back to the Hawk now because regular Eli's not working. Well, it worked in the tournament not too long ago, just a few weeks ago. So yeah, I just didn't like that. But and then yeah, Kenny, fucking Gary Stu, building him up, which is fine. They're building him up, but he's progressing way too quickly. So that is so then the Robbie and Miguel, or they have a house party with Miguel, and that was great to see Miguel kissing some random girl. And this was so funny. Samantha sees it and just starts fucking crying. Oh my god, Miguel, he's moved on. It's like, what does he expect? To have his cock on ice until she decides? It's like, okay, Miguel, that's fine. You can fuck me now. It's like, that's not how it works, Samantha. Fucking dumb bitch. But it's as much as I shit on Miguel lately, that was great to see him move on. And he did the same thing in season 2. He fucking moved on. Found Tori. And Samantha had a problem with it. So I'm like wondering what the fuck is wrong with her. When they're dating, she's weird as fuck. When they're not dating, she wants the Miguel D. Girl's out of her mind. And Miguel completely fucked up. He shouldn't have acknowledged this meltdown from Sam. He should have just continued what he was doing. Instead, he like acknowledges it and he's like, Sam, oh wait, Sam, and then like ditches the girl he's fucking making out with. It's like, really, dude? You know, if you wanted to get back with Sam, you could have just fucking like texted her or called her the next day. I like that's the problem with Miguel. It's like he just like is in the moment and like doesn't realize that you can finish what you're doing. Like in season 4, he could have finished the tournament out as a spectator, then went to go find his dad if he thought it was that fucking important. But here in season 5, it's like, oh, he sees Sam as upset and everything, but it's like he's not doing anything wrong. And yet he has to ruin it with this girl because Samantha has control of his dick and chase after a girl who's been giving him shit. So it's like, whether you think she's in the right for breaking up with him or not, it's like she broke up with him, and it's like he could like talk to her later. Right now he's fucking making out. He's having a good time. She's the one who's miserable. So yeah, Miguel, yeah, he needs to like fucking talk to Dimitri about girls, because Dimitri like seems to know what's going on, not Miguel. Oh yeah, like Miguel like could have scored with this other chick. He seemed to have a good time with Tori. That got fucked up. So then at the end, um, Tori comes to the party and she's like, I know what's going on. Or Terry Silver cheated in the tournament. And this Samantha's such a bitch here, starts attacking her. It's like, what is wrong with this bitch? Samantha and Miguel, I guess, counter argument why they should still be together. They both fucking jump to conclusions and start assaulting people. So maybe they are meant for each other. They're both weirdos. And it's like, Tori is clearly reaching out to her in a non-threatening way. Hey, Terry Silver cheated, and all of a sudden Samantha's like, "You, why didn't you come to this with us with this a little while ago. Why now? Ah, you bitch. And starts like trying to fucking kill her. It's like, what's wrong with you? I've been like defending Samantha or just like not acknowledging that she's unlikable. Because I like all the characters. I don't like Anthony. But this season, officially, I don't like Samantha. Like, I am not rooting for her to do well anymore. Like all the other characters, I want things to work out well for them. But it's like Samantha, I'm not in her corner anymore. It's a fucking bitch. Fucking psycho. So then we get to episode 9, and so then they go clubbing, the adults. They get a limo. They get a really nice limo, have some drinks in there. Chosen's getting drunk. He reveals that he wants to bang Kamiko and has always wanted to bang her, and that makes sense. And I think that will happen in the future. And then the Miyagi-Do teens come up to Stingray's place. They basically get him to rat on Terry Silver, which I don't think he should have ratted on Terry Silver. It's just if he already accepted all the gifts. Terry's been very nice to him. I don't think he should have ratted. It's like, are the kids gonna fucking pay his rent and so he doesn't have to work anymore? Terry Silver is. So not a smart move by Stingray. And so then they're fucking around with Tori at the dojo, and I don't even know why. Like, I would have kicked her out of the dojo after ditching the Sekai Taikai play-in tournament. And then at the end of the episode, they Chosen, Daniel, Johnny, they're abducted in the limo, and they have no idea who the fuck is driving the limo. And you think it's Terry Silver, but it turns out to be Mike Barnes. And I really just don't like this. I think Barnes should have had a bigger role in this season. And it was very weird because they're all like wasted, and then they decide that they're gonna just like go take on Terry Silver. And it was like so fucked up that it like actually really worked in this episode. Where it's like, oh, yeah, we're wasted, but yeah, this is gonna be the showdown. So they actually all go over there except Daniel, and they fucking start throwing down with all the senseis. It was a trap and a lot of shit going on. And what I don't like is they didn't have Mike Barnes basically the whole season. Mike Barnes looks like he's kicking ass, gets hit on the head from behind, and is knocked out. And there was so many fucking times I thought where Johnny's getting his ass kicked. And I thought Mike Barnes was going to come in. And it didn't happen. It happened like at least like 3 times where I thought Mike Barnes was going to come in and get back in. But he didn't come back in until the very end. So it's like we barely got to see Mike Barnes throw down. But we did get to see Johnny throw down. And Johnny's fucking tough. Johnny took out all those senseis. In the most important matchup we got Chosen versus Terry Silver. And Chosen kicked his ass. Terry Silver had to grab a samurai sword because he knew like he couldn't beat Chosen. So I think that's proof that Chosen is the best fighter out of them. We didn't get to see Mike Barnes, but he hasn't been training or fighting or anything. So there's no way he is on the same level as Chosen. Chosen is definitely the best. And in Karate Kid Part 2, I don't know how he lost to Daniel, but that was a colossal upset. colossal upset. And I thought Chosen was dead in this episode with Terry Silver. Fucking sliced and diced him. I thought he was dead, but I was happy to see that they didn't kill him off. And then another person I thought was dead was Kreese. They had him fake his death at the beginning of the episode. Like, I thought he was done. I was just like, you know what? That's disappointing. But they really played it off well at the end. He faked it to get out. And now Terry Silver is arrested and everything, not looking good. And Kreese has escaped, and all of a sudden it's like there's a power shift in Cobra Kai. So that'll be interesting to see season 6 with Kreese. So a lot of stuff happened at the house with the senseis, and it turns out that Johnny, Mike Barnes, they're actually able to defeat all those senseis, so that was pretty cool. And back at the Cobra Kai dojo, the teenagers, they're trying to get footage of Terry Silver assaulting Stingray. They're not able to get that, but they're able to find footage of him admitting to Tori that he bought the ref. Then they're going to upload that to the YouTube channel. It's not like the best plot in the world, but it works. And it gets like the showdown in the dojo. I wish there was a little better fighting in this episode with the kids. And they use the whole egg defense technique, which was good, that from the earlier episode with Chosen, teaching them that. And then you saw Kenny got into it with Robbie a little bit and pulled off that same punch, that chest punch that takes the wind out of you. Now, the only reason he was able to pull that off is because Robbie, there was one or two other guys fighting, and, it allowed the opening to do that. But still, it's like they're building Kenny up to be this, like, big fucking fighter. So, I don't know. And so eventually they're able to get the footage uploaded. And all of a sudden, everyone in Cobra Kai, they turn on Terry Silver. And it's like, I'd be very disappointed that he did that. But, like, they literally, like, took their gis off and, like, their Cobra Kai merch and just tossed it on Silver like he's trash. So now, going into season 6, it ends with Kreese escaping and Chosen's okay and everything. Oh, and Robbie and Tori, they make up. They broke up earlier. They're back together, and Miguel and Sam are back together. I was very disappointed to see that, because fuck both of them. So now going into season 6, like, I don't know what to expect. First of all, who's going to be fighting in Cobra Kai? Because everyone quit. And all the good fighters, you had no good fighters in season 5 on Cobra Kai. Now you have no one. And I had a little bit of a problem in season 3, how they abandoned Hawk's villain arc. I thought it was a little soon having him flip in season 3. And now with Kenny, I feel they're doing the same thing. They're building him up in season 5 to be this big villain of the future of Cobra Kai. Now, Terry Silver's exposed. Now what are they going to do with him? It's like they just built him up, and now Silver's exposed, and it's like, is he going to stick with Cobra Kai? Maybe. I mean, what choice do they have? Like, who, and like Kyler, like, why would Kyler be upset about this? Kyler's an asshole. Why is he abandoning Cobra Kai and Terry Silver? It's like if Kreese comes back and takes over, you don't think Kyler's going to come back? Maybe Kenny? I don't know, like, the Terry Silver showed a lot of loyalty and trust in Kenny. Is he really gonna just abandon Silver? So I don't know. Like Cobra Kai, it's been a problem for a couple seasons. They're very thin. Like they don't have any fighters. And now they literally have no fighters. So who's gonna be a threat at Cobra Kai? Because you gotta have Cobra Kai in it. All the characters we like who are the best fighters, they're in Miyagi-Do right now. So it's a problem. Season 6 is not even written yet, but I'm sure they got ideas. I don't think it's going to be the last season because they're going to do the Sekai Taikai. I don't know when that takes place, but if you look at it, all the main characters, they're going to be seniors and the All Valley. So and they can do another All Valley in their senior year. So I think that's gonna be the last season is the All Valley. So they got the Sekai Taikai. That'll be season 6. Season 7 is gonna be the final All Valley of the series. Either season 7 or season 8. So yeah, I don't think it will end in season 6. And I don't know what's gonna happen in season 6, besides both dojos being in the Sekai Taikai. But it's like I don't really want to see Kenny do super well in this because he's not ready. Like I was looking forward to him beating the shit out of Anthony, which I forgot to mention that they got him real good. They fucking swirlied him in like a hangover shit, liquid shit public toilets. And then they started calling him shithead, and it was amazing. So it's like I wanted to see him torture Anthony when he got to high school. And maybe that's gonna still happen. Maybe he decided, you know what, I still like Cobra Kai. Fuck Anthony. But with this show, everyone keeps turning sides. So I don't know, what do you guys think about season 6? I have no idea what to expect. And it's like, who do you think they're gonna have win the Sekai Taikai tournament? So I don't know how that works at the fucking All Valley. I really don't. Like, how did Daniel fight in part 3 when he's a college freshman? So it's like he's either 18 or he's 19, and it's supposed to be under 18. And to my knowledge, under 18 means 17 or younger. So I don't know if that technically means 18 or younger, but it says under 18. So I don't know. Maybe like some people are going to be able to enter their senior year, some aren't. They're going to make Anthony win. Oh, man, could you imagine they had Anthony and Kenny in the finals? Fucking freshmen. That'd be some bullshit. And I don't like Anthony, but they showed zero training with him this year in this season. So he's going to get his ass kicked once school starts. So I don't. I imagine Kreese is out. I think he's going to round up the Cobra Kai students and like bring the dojo back. But at this point, it's like, do they really want to still be in Cobra Kai with all this drama? And I know all the foreign people, they're gonna want to keep Cobra Kai going, and maybe they will. Maybe no one will quit. They'll just be like, all right, we got new senseis now. I don't know. But Cobra Kai wouldn't be the same without Silver or Kreese. And I don't know how Kreese could run a legit establishment as a runaway convict. It's just like not gonna happen. They're gonna make Anthony win. That's the end game. Though I really hope not. Yeah, fuck Anthony. He's the worst character on the show by far. He's not even likable. So yeah, overall season 5, I was disappointed. I mean, I thought it was good. I think all the seasons are good. Was a little disappointed. I thought it could have been the best season. It wasn't. Possibly was the worst season. Possibly. I want to see a season of like all action. Episodes 1 through 10. Or I just want to see like I really want to see like 20 seasons. Like I really don't care. It's a good show. I respect the creators a lot. Maybe I'll make some videos about Cobra Kai on this channel. I don't know. Don't really have much time. But take a few more comments here and we'll probably wrap up this review. Anthony did Kenny worse than Kenny has done Anthony. I don't know, the shithead thing was pretty bad. Dude, Anthony deserves it. The one thing I noticed about Anthony is he's a super fat kid in the first couple seasons. And it's like even though he's like slimmed down, hit puberty and everything, he just still kind of like reminds me of a super fat kid. It's like, look at him run in season 4 when after like Kenny calls him Lapusso and they're running after him. He runs like super weird. He runs like a total fat person would run. It's just like he's not athletic at this point, and it's gonna be hard for him to be learning karate because it's like he's a total bitch. He's like getting someone to clean the cars on an app because he's too much of a bitch to clean them. Like, dude can't even fucking run. So, yeah, there's going to be a lot of theory and speculation videos, season 6. Unfortunately, they haven't started writing it yet. They haven't started filming. It's going to be a long fucking time. I knew season 5, there was going to be a quick turnaround. We got one like 9 months. I was very happy with that. But, yeah, season 6, it's probably going to be a year and a half. And hopefully not, but it could be 2 years. But what I imagine is at least season 7 would be a quicker turnaround. Because this one, they kind of did like season 4 and season 5 back to back. But we'll have to see. Yeah, I wish there was more seasons. I know there's going to be some spin-offs. Looking forward to that. Yeah, just keep this universe going. There's only like a handful, not even a handful of shit that's worth watching today. And Cobra Kai is one of them. Just yeah, I just hope it at the end of the day it concludes well. And then when you rewatch it, you can like feel good, like where you know how it's gonna end and not be disappointed, have no regrets. So yeah, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Maybe some Cobra Kai videos coming later. And hope you guys have a good night. And remember to strike hard. And Cobra Kai never dies.